And I just want to say before we start this video, this is a how-to on cleaning copper, not an instructional on making moonshine. Make sure to check your local laws before you decide to make alcohol, and all we are doing is running vinegar. So I throw the little caveat out there. So that being said, here is basic distillation theory and Aaron's copper cleaning secrets. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Best Family Homestead. So you guys know I'm always doing random, eclectic, weird stuff on my channel, and today's no different. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to clean copper. A little concoction I make that works good on any oxidized copper, and also I'm going to show you the operation of a moonshine still. Now, no moonshine is going to be made. As you guys know, if you follow my channel, you know I recently quit drinking, and you know everything with the walk and all, I'm trying to put some money aside. So this big one here has been the pride of my life. Well, not the pride of my life, but it is one of my favorite toys. But it's too big, really, and don't really need it, so I'm selling it. And obviously, I can't really sell it looking like this. I'm dropping it off here in a day or two to a gentleman who wants to buy it, and I need to clean it up. So what we're going to do is a vinegar cleaning run, and I'm going to show you guys the operation, and we're going to do the cleaning run on it, get the inside all nice and clean and get the outside all nice and clean, and get it on its merry way. So I'm going to go ahead and finish getting it all set up, and then we'll get started. Alright, so how does a moonshine still work? Well, you have your main boiler here, and you take your beer, your mash, what it's called, and your mash goes in the main boiler. The heat source, in our case electric, turns the water into steam, or turns the beer into steam. So it's an alcoholic vapor which passes up and over down to the thumper keg. The thumper keg also has a small amount of beer in it, and basically this is concentrated alcohol vapor that goes into your thumper, which then boils the water in here. So it's a double distillation, basically, is what it does, and it increases the proof of the alcohol. That then comes up, and in this case, this is a fun little unit. It's called a mason jar thumpers, and it does the same thing. The vapor goes into the mason jar and causes another distillation, and another distillation, another distillation, another distillation, and then your final product, the final alcohol vapor right here, comes down, and this is called a condenser. Now, you might have seen some of the traditional looking condensers, the copper coils. This one's just a little bit different of a design. It's a water jacket, so your vapor goes here, and these pipes have water in them and wrap around the smaller pipes, and it cools the alcohol vapor into liquid alcohol. So that is how moonshine is made in a nutshell, or any spirit. You take something with alcohol, you boil it, make alcoholic vapor, and cool it down to a liquid. The reason that works is because alcohol, ethanol, and acetone, all the different forms of alcohol, all boil at lower boiling points than water. So when you're, say, 190 degrees, you have alcohol vapor coming off, but you don't really have any water vapor coming off. So it's just a way of concentrating your alcohol vapor. So in what we're doing today, we're not making any alcohol, we're just cleaning up the still. And we're using distilled vinegar. The acid does a great job of cleaning the copper. So, distillation theory in a very quick nutshell. Alright, so before we get started doing the cleaning run with the vapor on the inside, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how we clean the outside. Well, how I clean the outside, the concoction I make. And this works really well for any kind of copper. No, copper doesn't rust, but it does oxidize. You can see the dust. This old girl has not been had anything in it in a long time, about a year. So it's set and just got oxidation all over it. So we're going to clean it up and make it look a little bit better. So I'm going to round up a couple supplies, and then I'm going to show you guys how we do that. Alright, so my recipe for cleaning copper is pretty simple. I've got a black glove on here, and it's not because I'm using anything harsh or chemically, it's because I've got a good cut on my finger, and vinegar hurts when you get, or a cut hurts when you get vinegar on it. So I don't ever really measure exactly my ratio here. I just usually take about a gallon of vinegar, and I take citric acid. You can use this stuff for anything. You can find it in the canning section in Walmart. You can order it online. Makes a good lemonade. Use it a lot in canning, stuff like that. Just take about a gallon of vinegar. And the citric acid bath does amazing stuff for cleaning copper and taking oxidation off of things. And then the final piece of what I use is I use about a half of a jar or so of hydrogen peroxide. Stir it up to dissolve the citric acid a little bit. Take a rag. there you have it. Now it's ready. If you wanted to polish, you know, you could polish it. Trust me, to get this kind of oxidation off with just regular cleaner, man, it's scrubbing. This didn't take me but just a minute, and it's good to go. As it heats up, it's going to get a really cool patina anyway. And speaking of heating up, now I'm going to set it up, tighten everything down, and we're going to load it up with our cleaning solution for the inside. Okay, so we've got our heating unit is warming up, and I only have the bottom element running right now because we don't have, you know, we don't have about 10 gallons or so in here. And I've got the got water and vinegar is all I've got in there, and that vinegar is going to steam off, and it is going to, one reason I have it set up outside is, you know, it smells like a big pickle, and not all of it's good. So what's going to happen is, you know, this the alcohol or the vinegar is going to steam. I do not have anything in my thumper right now because the best thing for cleaning is steam. So I'm letting everything steam out. I'm missing a couple mason jars. I use most of them making the lights for the porch. You guys remember that? So I don't have all my I don't have all the jars hooked up. But I'm gonna leave it running long enough for you guys to see this one run, and then I'll take this off and hook the condenser up to clean the condenser. So now it's just a waiting game, and you can actually hear that electric element chirping, and so just let everything heat up. Now, all right, so just a couple quick things what people are going to comment on and ask. Yes, I build these units. Electric Spirits Installation Controller, that's my company. These things are grounded, fused, internal breakers. You know, I got everything on the breaker, so it is safe. The steam right now, I don't really care if it leaks a little bit. One, we're outside, we don't have any open flames. So if it leaks a little bit through some fittings, it doesn't matter. We're just doing a cleaning run. I just need the vinegar vapor to push through. The mason jars. Mason jars are safe. They are made for pressure canning and high heat. Now, the only time I've ever had a mason jar break is when I didn't have anything in the mason jar, because the head of steam builds up and it goes and hits the cold glass and it will shatter. As long as you have liquid in the mason jar, never had one break. So, you know, you don't want to go up and grab it when it's hot, but like anything else, it's an acceptable risk level if you're willing to take it. And it is fun to watch them run, and you can add good flavors with them. You know, not a necessity, just something different. Also, on this setup, which this setup was built by Chris Kelly from Rocky Point Copper Stills. I actually went to Kentucky and helped him build it. If you're interested in one, great guy. I have another small unit from North Georgia Still Company, also a great company if you are looking to buy a still. Highly recommend either one of those folks. This one has both a vacuum and a pressure release on it to keep it from building up any alcohol vapor and becoming a pressure bomb, and to keep it from imploding should it create a vacuum. So there's still technical stuff about the about the still and the setup. All right, well, let's let this thing do its job. See what happens. All right, so it doesn't take long for this electric element to heat this water up. It's getting hot. I can feel the steam moving over. In just a second, it'll heat up the thumper. It'll heat up fast because it's empty, because we're just steaming everything out. But you can see the mason jar thumper starting to pop off. It's one of the things that makes these so cool is just watching them run, watching the alcohol vapor get pushed through the liquid. So you're basically seeing here what's going on in the thumper here, and it's just pretty cool. So like I said, we got to clean the big inside of the big condenser. I don't have enough mason jars, and the local store was out, of course, and they're half gallon, so I don't have enough to clean the insides of all of this. But I do want to get the inside of the condenser clean. So in just a minute, I'm going to unhook the mason jars, probably do it right now before it gets hot, and go ahead and hook up the condenser. I just wanted to let y'all see the mason jar thumper work. All right, I'm not sure if the GoPro will pick it up. As you can see, it's starting to steam. Yeah, there we go. I knew about 30 seconds ahead of time that we were right now up the temperature. Just trust me, you can smell that vinegar. We are 202. The LEDs won't read on the camera. About 203 degrees. So the vinegar is starting to steam and it's starting to clean. So we're going to wait just another minute, wait for this thing to get up and really start pumping. I went ahead and disconnected my mason jars there and hooked up the condenser. And so now we just, as soon as it starts to steam, we're just going to let it run and do what acidic steam does and clean metal. And there she blows. So now you can see our water is at a full boil inside of our main pot and has filled our thumper kit up with steam. And if I had cooling water going in, pumping cooling water into the cooling jackets, it would be coming out a solid stream. But since all that's condensing right now is just the ambient air, condensing some of the vapor back down into liquid. So at this point, all I do is go make dinner, let this run for a little while, probably 2 or 3 hours, and pack it up and get ready to go. Yes sir, you can see she is cooking now. Now it is full boil. All right guys, well, I hope you like this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And I'm going to get out of here and let the steam do all the heavy lifting. All right everybody, have a good night.